Yo, so today I have the pleasure to sit down with my big bro, Mr. Yoson Tala. What's up, brother? How you doing?
I'm well, strong and mighty, you know what I'm saying?
That's what's up, bro. So for the people that don't know you, who are you? Where you from?
My name Yoson Tala. I'm from Gary, Indiana, born and raised, you know. I've been around a lot of places, but I'm definitely Gary, Indiana representative, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Like I was saying off camera, man, I said about 10 years ago I was in Atlanta, and I went on the internet, and I seen this kid from Gary with dreads talking about, of course. Then I started paying more attention, and I'm like, man, I know him. And it was you, Mr. Yoson Tala, man. So first off, I just want to say salute to you, because I know you 10 years plus in, you know what I'm saying?
Gratitude.
So that's a total salute to that.
Gratitude.
So let's just ask now, where did this start, bro? Where did the hip hop, where did this vibe come from?
Originally the music, I always loved music, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I always loved music, always, you know, just like any young kid in the ghetto, we use music to listen to relate to. It's therapeutic to us, something to vibe out, keep us motivated, something to relate to, you know, if we stressed out or if we happy, whatever it is, it's a batch of music we can relate to help us get through whatever little storm we going through. So definitely was always in the room, listening to the radio, splicing speakers together and shit.
Was moms and pops?
House. Yeah.
Moms and pops. Were they hip hop heads or the old school?
My daddy was in the music and fuck with different promotions, and he actually brought like players like the Afros and Two Live Crew and older rappers. He brought them to the Genesis Center when they wasn't bringing no rappers there, like, you know what I'm saying, like all the older rappers and shit, like, you know, he brought some dope rappers to Genesis when I was a kid. So he was doing the promotions, and he also even was working with like John Bon Jovi and rock stars and stuff when he lived in LA. So the music is definitely in my father for sure.
That's dope.
But yeah, I just like
moms. Tell me something about moms, bro. What you about to say about moms?
Oh, my mom's, you know, she like music too. Of course, my mom was full-blooded Puerto Rican, so she like a lot of R&B, conscious music. She fucks with the rap too and support, and she support anything I do, you know, just like a real mother should. And you know, she listens to Puerto Rican music, Spanish music, of course, you know what I mean? But as far as doing music, I didn't really get to like thinking about doing music until my big brother Zeus of SGP Records, he started putting his independent label down and got a studio on 47th and Broadway. And
what was that called? Black Gold?
SGP Records.
Okay.
SGP. We used to be with Black Gold. That's what No Timing, and it was Ed and Figueroa.
Yes, sir.
It was definitely some of the first pioneers out here doing that. Zeus was around that time. He also was fucking with them. But yeah, SGP Records, you know. That was around the time CCA was doing their thing, and Screwface was doing their thing, and
Will Skrillers, all of that.
Will Skrillers was doing their thing, and Grind Family and all them.
That's dope.
So yeah.
And that's Big Zeus.
Yeah, Wicked, all that stuff, you know.
Yeah,
I know my big brother Mad.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, so fam opened up the studio on 47th and Broadway, and he basically gave some guys I knew like Willie Bobo and Young Guns and Quickster, and he gave Tension and these guys that was doing their rap thing at the time. He gave them deals, you know what I mean? He gave them independent deals. Yeah, he gave them independent deals. He you know, he took them around, you know what I mean? He geared them up, you know what I'm saying? Photo shoots, video shoots. You know what I'm saying? He took him to St. Louis, took him to Miami. You know what I'm saying? Zeus is a real nigga, like for real.
I be seeing you represent for Zeus. I be hearing he locked up.
That's my big brother. Yeah, he out now. He just got out. He's free man in Florida. Yeah, West Palm.
So I didn't know you was I didn't know moms was Puerto Rican. What was that like growing up? Cause you a nigga.
For the most part, I raised in a full-blooded Puerto Rican household. My mother, of course, my abuela, you know what I'm saying, my tío. That was my household for the majority of the time of my life. You know, I always, under the my African side of the family, I always went to visit my daddy, my grandmother. You know, I was in tune to both sides. But the meat of my childhood and my upbringing, I was around Puerto Ricans for sure. But like I said, I'm from Gary, so you know, I was surrounded with the brothers, so I got the best of both worlds.
So do you speak Spanish?
I speak a little bit of Spanish for sure. My mother been taking me to Puerto Rico since I was a child. She actually told me when she had me a couple of days or a week later, that was the first time I got on a plane to go to Puerto Rico. So I love Puerto Rico. I used to go out there for months with my grandfather, and you know, explore as a teenager and go to the clubs and all that. So
Wow.
I definitely know about Puerto Rico and got a nice experience of, you know, what it's like to be around people who barely speak English. Me versus my family who barely speak English, like I said, and I barely speak Spanish. But, you know, throughout, you know, being in Puerto Rico and being around, and we communicated, they learned enough, I learned enough, and, you know, we make things work.
That's dope as hell, bro. I never knew that.
But I love both sides of my family, you know what I'm saying?
That's dope as hell.
But yeah, Zeus was definitely the first one to show young brothers like me in the struggle, like what it is to, like, he actually built a real studio. He had real producers, real engineers. So I seen people making beats on the MPTs and MP3s. I got to know what an ADAT machine is.
Right.
I got to know what Pro Tools was. I got to know about these different things, what monitors is versus speakers, and, you know, just learning about
Talk your shit, bro.
the different stuff inside of a studio. So I was just, I ain't gonna lie, I was just a trap nigga, little shorty, you know what I'm saying, trying to stay out the way, make a couple bucks, and, you know, figure out my way. I was really into hooping. I hooped my whole life, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I hooped from age 6 to fucking, I could have went to high school, really, to be honest. I had a scholarship at Purdue North Central. I was going to be actually their first colored hooper at that time on a white team. But I was so in between, you know, I was a good student, but I was getting a little too deep in the streets at the time, and it kind of like, swallowed me and really pulled me in, along with that music dream, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was this or that, and it ended up being that, and it was that music shit, you know?
When did that music, like, so what age is this when this just kicked in, like, no, I'm rapping.
Coming out of high school, like I say, I was in the streets in high school, I ain't gonna lie, but I was like, I still getting A's and B's, I still was focused, you know what I mean? Because I did want to go to college. I did, like, I'm gonna get up out of this shit. I know what this shit is. This stuff is fucked up over here. On that conscious side of me, my, you know, my lighter side versus my darker side of energy. So it was like, I knew it. It was a struggle though. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, I was around a lot of love on this and the music. And I was doing the basketball thing. But I was like, I'm good, but am I good enough to really do it on the basketball versus I know I'm good on this music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I actually tried to get in Vincennes. I was going to go to a JUCO. And I went down there, I filled out the paperwork, I did all this stuff, and I thought I was actually going to get accepted. Then last minute, I didn't get accepted. So I'm like, damn, I should have just went to Purdue North Central. Before I knew it, I was like, fuck all this shit. And I felt like my destiny was music, so I just ran with it and just got deep into that shit, like ASAP.
Bro, the first time I met you, it was like, bro, I was about to get some sneakers. Bro, you had like the dopest sneakers at this time, bro. I'm telling you the truth, bro. Like, so I say that to say, I know Yoson from fashion, first off.
No doubt.
And then 10 years later, I go on the internet, you're one of the biggest artists from our area, right? So where did I know you're still fashionable right now, you feel me? But so which one do you love more?
Art. I feel like the entertainment business and art is like the same, got a lot of the same. It's just like this creative energy. I don't know if it comes from just being a Pisces or what it is.
Oh, you're a Pisces? When your birthday?
March 1st. I always been a creator, like even when I was in school, I was always drawing cartoons like Bugs Bunny and Mickey Mouse. But we do graffiti type art with dope letters, and you know what I'm saying. We was into that. You know what I'm saying. Drawing was the thing back there besides basketball and little shit like that.
Very true. Flipping.
Yeah, I used to always draw on notebooks and draw on stuff. We was drawing. You know what I'm saying. Show your homies, and that was the shit too. So and of course we was into fashion. I always been around like cousins and people who was in the fashion. My daddy was a dressing ass motherfucker his whole life. Okay. So that shit just came like, through the DNA. When I was a shorty, my daddy was stuck into, that certain parts of his life for a long period of time. My daddy was in these streets, but he still was a real father at a young age, before he came up missing for a little while, but that's another story.
Yeah.
But he showed me some things at a young age. Like he installed basketball in me, coached me. My uncle and my granddaddy pressed me like every day, like drilled me at the court, taught me how to hoop, taught me how to play baseball. Like they was super sports fanatics on the Puerto Rican side. And then my daddy was a hooper too, a left-hand hooper. And he was good too. So I got drilled by sports. And then my father like really put me in perspective with the fashion, because when I was young and he was dressing his ass off, he'd take me shopping and he was like, shit, get a couple pair of shoes. Don't get one, get 2 or 3 pair of shoes.
That's what's up.
Put this with this because this look good with that, and you should wear this with that. So he really like showed me some things about dressing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Along with watching the culture, how I was going into cross colors and different things at that time, you know what I'm saying? Different things of that nature. And watching how New York niggas was dressing their ass off, and Chicago niggas was dressing their ass off too. So it's like, I just picked that up just from like pops and older cousins that was getting money. They was dressing their ass out too.
Yeah.
Niggas like Clifton and Pootie, and you know, they was babysitting me, but they was in them streets too. So I seen a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like it was right there in front of me. You know, my daddy was there, like I said, but he was in the streets, and my mother was a single parent mother working her ass off. So, and my older cousins used to babysit me, or my auntie, and they was into hip hop, or she had a boyfriend that was into hip hop. He put me on the Tupac, and you know, different influences was there right in my face in my household, Ghetto Boys, and you know what I'm saying.
You talking that shit right now, Yodi.
And you know, just different things like influenced me, man. And like I said, that's when Snoop and Chronic and Dre and all them was doing their thing. So, you know, I was just influenced, you know. That was at a young age, like I say, before I ever was rapping, you know. After like Zeus and them had opened the studio, then boom, like I was there witnessing. I still wasn't rapping. I was watching people like Willie Bobo, Quick Stick Tension, you know, watching these different people rapping and seeing how they make music. I'm seeing what the engineer doing. I'm seeing what it takes to make music, how they go in the booth, how they write their bars, what a bar is. I'm learning everything. Like really just getting educated by accident on purpose. Because accident, if I was there, definitely was in part of my destiny.
Yes,
or I wouldn't have been there. So I just sat back and got money and just soaked up how this shit really supposed to go from a professional standpoint, as far as I know. You know what I mean?
Yep. So when it was your turn to get in the studio after watching so much?
Yeah, that's when I got thirsty.
So tell me what that was like. What was that first experience in the studio?
So Tension really put me in the studio, you know what I mean? Like, was like, you got that shit now, just go ahead, get in there, little bro. You got the look, you might as well get on that shit. Like, we didn't rap enough, we didn't did enough freestyling, you ready, you know what I'm saying? Woo-woo. So really on a professional note, with a budget that Zeus was putting behind him, he was recording his whole album in Studio Chicago. By that time, I had started a small movement with my brothers in my neighborhood called Taliban.
Yes, sir.
And they stand to all loyal affiliates behind another national disaster. That's when like motherfuckers was on bullshit, niggas was bombing buildings. You know, we was out here, so we wasn't really like trying to be kind-hearted. We was trying, you know, just like young niggas, young bulls, we want to take our shit.
Bro, when I first heard of the Taliban, y'all niggas was like a rugged ass Dipset, like kicking niggas in the face with brand new Air Forces type shit.
Yeah, it was that type of thing. We was all about the bullshit. Just trying to make our mark like young brothers try to do out here sometimes.
Yeah.
Kind of directing our energy in the wrong way, but it is what it is at that time. Because, you know, when you're young, you know, adolescent mind frame, you don't really know nobody. You feel me? You're going off the shit you look up to. Not knowing that a lot of shit you look up to ain't really what it do.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, and you for it, you know. So I'm like, I'm starting my own shit. I don't really want to be in here feeling like I'm dick riding and jumping the bandwagon. You feel me?
Right.
So I'm going to go start my new shit in the hood, my shit with my niggas, and you know, they'll see about us or hear about us, you feel me, type shit, and we'll see if we get respect that way. I'll try to earn it. Yeah. Then let's take it, you feel me?
I respect that a lot.
So, I went to the hood, and, you know, me and Willie Bobo dropped the first Taliban mixtape. We had Breezy featured on there. We had Kojak featured on there. We had a couple features on there, but it was just really me and Willie Bobo in the trap, on some trap shit.
Dope.
You know what I'm saying? And we love music so much. We just write music every day and just get money. Just write music, get money, smoke weed every day.
That was my next question.
Even my nigga was taking care of his first child in the crib, you know what I'm saying? He was sitting there being the father. We'd write music in between all day. In the back room, we had like a little back room with a dry and washing. We put the radio back there, slamming that shit loud as hell. Beats every day. We drilled that shit. That was our whole world. Like, that shit motivated us just to spit back and forth to us. Like, oh, that shit hard. So all day we just writing raps. Like, man, it's time to put this shit out. Like, you know what I'm saying? We took the cheapest photo shoot you can ever do. We just took 2 photos. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This MySpace era, you feel me?
Yeah, hell yeah. Was Hood around at this time?
Nah, Hood was around definitely for sure, because you know, Hood was in school with us and all that. He was definitely around, but he wasn't really rapping like that then. Okay. This is like, yeah. He was rapping though, like freestyling and shit.
I'm with you.
Yeah, but he also had caught a case around the time he had came up missing for a while, did a little time and shit. But, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, we just some young boys coming out of high school by that time, the early 20s and shit. You know, just some young shorties out here really trying to get money and make a mark with the music. We knew a lot of people. We knew how to do shit, but, you know, at this time, it was like a lot of shit going on still in the streets. And motherfuckers getting shot. Bobo got shot. Like, it was just a lot of shit going on. It's always a lot of shit in Gary going on.
Always.
And if you outside instead of inside, you're going to be in some shit. So we was going through shit, you know what I mean? A lot of pain, a lot of struggle, you know, good times, bad times. But, yeah, we started doing our thing. My nigga Twomp Sack had a studio in his basement. We used to do a lot of recording there on this little cheap ass system he had. But it was good. You could make beats on there. It was like a version of, a cheaper version of like a Fruity Loops. Fruity Loops, way before Fruity Loops. Gotcha. And like that PlayStation beat making shit. Yeah, that type shit. You layer beats, we make beats, and we was dropping that shit. slamming that shit at my nigga Nakia crib.
Yeah.
Shout out Nakia. Shout out Choney. You know what I'm saying? They're my dogs.
That's the
niggas,
fun.
They was around. They was around like, you know, inspiring real niggas, and they was also on real nigga time with me, so it was a mutual agreement. I went around a lot of guys, but I definitely fucked with them boys hard. Twomp Sack. Shout out Twomp Sack and Nakia.
I'm happy that
Park legend all day, nigga. I always love that nigga.
I'm happy that we got that part out, bro, because I wanted to know the Tala history. Like, so what was the first album Tala dropped?
It's called Taliban.
Period.
Industry Terrorism. That's what it's called. Yeah.
It was like 12 of y'all on the front cover, ain't it?
No, that ain't the first one. The first one was the one I shared the other day when I say Willie Bobo will get out this summer. Just me and Bobo on there. You can look on my Facebook. It's just me and him. Like, young, I had braids. I ain't even had dreads. Braids on there. I'm on there with a next tail. My hand. Like Bobo on there just with a black tee. It was just two street niggas. Like, you know, it was, like I said, it was real plain.
Yeah.
But it was the energy, and it's like a lot of instrumental beats we took and remix type shit. You know what I mean?
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Like, everything that you've done from start to finish at this point has been motivating to someone somewhere, bro.
Gratitude.
Because, like, at the beginning, I seen the Taliban Nation, and then after that, I started seeing other groups pop up too. Can't forget that. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
the inspiration has always been there.
No doubt.
So we got that part. So now we go from there. Big Pooch.
Yeah.
Okay, how do we get the Big Pooch in the Diamond Center way?
Big Pooch is the big homie. Also a Pisces, so we naturally gravitated to each other.
Bro, my daddy's a Pisces, my wife's a Pisces, and my mother, brother.
Yeah, Pisces.
This is crazy.
People, man. It take a while to get to know Pisces. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
We real mystical. We real spacious people. We connected to this strong star moon energy, and it's just different. So we have, you know, we connected to it. So we have a tendency to dwell off into our own ways in our own world. Just naturally, it's a part of our gene. But yeah, that was the common ground we had, me and Pooch and a couple of my brothers. We was all Pisces, so we just, you know, we fuck with each other. So Pooch started fucking with me. He seen I was hustling and doing my thing on the music. So I could real one. He was like, man, you know, what I could do to help you. I'm finna be opening the club and shit. Fuck with me. You can perform at all my events and throw parties. You know, let's get it together. So it was just love. He brought me in. He had a Black Diamond Music record label. He signed some homies I was fucking with at the time called Blaze. Dope. And he signed a couple other people, but that was their main
Blaze
group.
was a singing group, right?
Yeah, singing group. They was dope as hell. They was winning Apollo and
I remember Blaze. That's
Wayne
Blaze.
Apollos. They was real dope and shit. So basically I start hanging a lot with Pooch, and he opened the Diamond Center, which at that time became the biggest club in Gary.
Yes,
and that whole wave was huge, you know.
Yes,
a lot of money involved, big club shit. Like he brought some
big
of the biggest
artists.
acts. Every year that he was open, he brought nothing but big artists through that bitch, period. So if you with him, you support him. He definitely did big things for the city. And he didn't just do, you know, events. He did all kind of events, you know what I mean? He didn't just do stuff for like rappers. He did stuff for older people, comedian stuff, feel good stuff. He just did a lot of good stuff, you know what I'm saying, for Gary as a whole. And he was a promoter, you know. I think he actually went to school for promotions, you know.
Oh, so that's dope.
He really knew how to do promotions. I learned a lot from watching him about the promotional game, you know. I was a rapper, so like, it's like equivalent to Floyd Mayweather, how he boxed, but he also do his own promotion for his own box, his own fights.
Got you.
So I got the chance to really learn about promotions through Pooch and Disco and, you know, the guys that Mag, you know, guys that was around at that time, influencing me, you know what I'm saying, on that type of tip. So definitely love the Pooch, you know what I'm saying, and that whole Black Diamond Music era, everything they gave me. We actually ended up moving out to Atlanta. We was out there for years, and more and more opportunities came. Even bridges that I built with people to this day from out there came from that seed, from that Diamond Center seed that now grew in the trees. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
So that's how that went. Yeah.
So let's go into since you took it there, we going to Atlanta. You very popular in Atlanta, Florida, Arizona, Chicago, of course, and other places as well. What do you enjoy the most about the traveling?
I really enjoy traveling because, you know, like when you come from a place like Gary, it's just like, man, it's different. You know, it's different. Gary is different, you know. I love this place, don't get me wrong. And that's why I always try to do something to make it better and play my part, you know, in my section. Yep. But, like, as far as a lot of shit, this motherfucker done scarred me in different ways, you feel me? Yes, sir. It's different kind of pain that come with a place like Gary. Yes, it's a different kind of survival technique it take to even make the CD I'm making, you know what I'm saying? Yes, like, sir. It's just different. It's different, especially when you've been out here for a minute like us, you know what I mean? and it got down out here, it's just different, man. It's a lot of pain that comes with this environment. It could be torturing, you know what I mean? Like, for real, it's tricky, you know what I mean, to say the least, you know what I mean? Not to really,
Very true.
you know, I love it, though, because there's still some people who really embrace a brother in a real way. But it's like, you know, it just comes with some shit that...
This shit like Desperado.
Yeah, you just ain't gonna shake this shit. Like, it's ghettos everywhere, you know what I mean? I've been in them ghettos, too, you know, I'm checking in with guys all around. Because I like the ghetto feel, and I just like to see the different things, you know? But it's a different place out here, man, for real. So, you know, I love to get out because... my nature, I don't know if maybe being a Puerto Rican or whatever, like I learned from better weather, of course, better environment. I love palm trees. I love palm trees. Like, I love water, I love sand, like good weather, air, like, you know, different people, different languages, just different shit, you know what I mean? I like abundance too, so, you know, I know my city is less abundant in a lot of places, you know what I'm saying? You know, and ain't no real money really out here like that, you feel me? Ain't no lot of land, no nice cars like that, ain't no, you know what I mean? Ain't no good career, you know what I mean? You gotta make all that shit. You gotta make your own. You can get it here, you can get to that point, but I just like to be surrounded in abundance, you know what I mean? I know what's out here, so I like to be around it, you feel me? It's out here, why it's my birthright to be around, you feel me? It makes me feel better.
You're a water animal,
so,
you're water.
Exactly, I want, for the feeling, it's the vibe, you know what I mean? And I do know that when you leave elsewhere, for some reason, you always gravitate some big shit that you just, for some reason, haven't gotten around here. It's like going on a treasure hunt in the world, you know what I mean?
Very true.
I believe the gods put all these different worlds and these different lands and continents and you know, it's a lot of fucking shit in the world, you know what I mean? They put it out there for a reason, so, you know, go out and see it. Like, the world is our playground. Who say just because we born here, we gotta sit here? I'm going over here, check in, see what's cracking over here, see what we smelling over here, see if we can make something happen over there, you know, let's get it.
I love it.
Why we can't, you feel me?
Hell yeah. So they love you overseas too, bro. How you get so popular in London?
London came about, I was dealing with a lawyer at the time. I ain't gonna say his name.
What kind of lawyer?
Entertainment lawyer, hip hop lawyer.
How you find him?
Through a friend, through a mutual. Through a mutual I had plugged, you know, I had met him through a friend, you know what I'm saying? And then he plugged me with dude. And then me and him just started talking, and he took a liking to my image and different things about me. So throughout that time, I was in a relationship with him, not a relationship, but a business relationship for like 2-3 years maybe or something, maybe a little longer than that even. And he started pitching different things to me, so I started talking to a man that was actually like a coach for a professional basketball team in London. But he's from the States, you know what I'm saying? But he been out there working, and he's like, he had some plugs and he wanted to do music, and he had some plugs and some outlets about music, and he was connected to the lawyer I was dealing with. So over time, you know, I told him how I wanted to do some different things, and I was dealing with an independent at the time called PMG, Premier Music Group, you know what I mean? I had a little situation with them. We was living in Atlanta, and I just wanted to be different. Like, I was like, I had been doing my research on different places like Europe. I've been wanting to go to Europe and London, especially specifically because they fashion game is just, London is a different place. And I grabbed towards it through the computers from looking at it and doing my research. And I'm like, I want to go to London and Dubai and shit. Like, I really just want to go experience that shit. So I started plugging with dude, and he was like, he came to me out the blue. It just like kind of manifested itself. It was something I had personally in my mind that I wanted to do, so it kind of like came to me through him. So one day he was like, I think you should go overseas, man, and let them remix some of them songs, and, you know, just go out there and try to ride a wave and build with them and do some performances and just go out there, bro. Just go out there. I'm like, just go out there? Like, yeah, just go out there, get a spot, you know what I mean? Head up and just grind it. And I'm like, damn. I'm like, yeah, I'm with that shit. At that time in my life, I was like, man, I was like vegan as hell. Like, I was just really getting just super woke on some shit. Like, at that time, I was like dealing with a lot of shit, losing people in my life. So the lifestyle was like dragging me to like get woke on some things. I knew I would sleep on some shit. I knew I had some fucked up ways and habits, and I just had to get my mind right, you know what I mean? So start eating different, meditating. A lot of scholars and different masonry and different just people, real enlightened people start coming around my life and just lacing me on different shit. You know what I mean? A lot of the Moors, and they was lacing me on information for that whole little year too, so I was wisening up. And then I was really manifesting things real quick. Like I say, through dude, I had put something down on paper. And then before I knew it, he was like, you should just go to London. So I was at that time, I was just like, you know what, fuck all this shit. Like, I'm going to take this bread I got and I'm finna go to London. Like, I done did shit here. I'm tired of fucking with motherfuckers. They rocking, but they ain't rocking like I need them.
Right.
And everywhere else I go, motherfuckers rocking. You feel me? So that shit was weird to me. It's like motherfuckers supporting, but you come back to the land and they like half-ass supporting. It's like the shit's weird. You know what I mean?
Very weird, bro.
The shit be weird as hell. It's like, I just come from a different place, you know what I mean, to say the least, you feel me? I done been places where I seen people just jump off the porch with music and it just be a supportive energy and a supportive area and they don't even care what he doing, they just want to fuck with him because they all from the same place, you know what I mean?
100%.
And it just be a lot of support, but
he one of us.
It's a different kind of energy. Yeah, people will find any kind of fucking thing to hate on your ass or anything, be mad as fuck about shit you don't even know. Motherfucker want to dish you, motherfucker that want to kill you about shit you really don't even know about, you know what I mean? That's just how potent that thing is.
Yes, it is, bro. You tell a nigga shut the fuck up, bro, and leave it there, walk away. That nigga hold on that shit for 2-3 months.
Man,
remember that time you told me shut the fuck up, nigga?
Yeah.
He on you.
Yeah, it's
That's
a real dark
powerful.
energy around this bitch. I ain't gonna cap.
But, so you went to London?
So I went to London.
How long you stay out there?
So I was out there 6 months. I went out there, shit, hollered at my mans, you know what I'm saying? We put the play together, me and my man Pope. Shout out to Pope. My man Pope, man, PMG, one of the big homies and shit, you know what I mean? I've been fucking with him for a long time, you know what I'm saying? So that's part of our rave we rode. So I shot out to London, I talked to him, and we made the play, and I shot to London, like, by myself. Like, I was telling niggas act like they ain't hear me. You know, I told them over and over, bro, I'm finna go to London. Like, niggas act like I was capping or something. Some niggas knew, though, they knew what kind of nigga I am. Like, I'm gonna go, I'm going, you feel me? Like, because I was already moving places at the time. I was going to Florida, going to Georgia. I already had lived different places. This is after, you know, London came after the whole living in Georgia and Atlanta for years already, you know what I mean? Okay.
Where did Mr. Of Course come from? Where did the Of Course come from?
The Of Course came from, like, when I was first coming up in the rap, like, doing rap, and I was just, like, peeping, like, all the good rappers always had, like, a certain ad-lib that they fucked with, you know what I'm saying? A certain fast ad-lib, so I wanted to have an original ad-lib. Yeah. Just like something dope that I could say all the time between any song and in a certain way. Any type of song, any genre. You know what I mean? So it was Of Course. I just came up with that shit on some random shit one day. Because you could put Of Course with a lot of things. You could say something and say Of Course. Like, yeah, like.
That Of Course is crazy, dog.
So it was just something that really came. I like worked on that shit over time type shit.
I gotta get a slogan. I'm gonna get it.
Definitely fucked with it. So when I started dropping Mr. Of Course Value 1, Mr. Of Course Value 2, I'm like, fuck, I need the tat. I had caught a case at the time for possession. Motherfucker had snitched on me, all kind of shit. So I was like thinking, I'm finna get jammed, like they finna put me away, even though I was spending good money on lawyers. God spared me this shit, even though I come out with, you know, I lost a bunch of money and car and crib and shit like that at the time, but, you know, shit, I ain't go to the joint, you know what I'm saying? I was lucky. Did a whole bunch of probation and shit, became a felon, all that bullshit, you know, that come with the game. But that's when I,
the shit that come with it, man.
Who was he talking about again?
He was talking about, I don't know,
the
bro.
Last question was,
last question was tour, was London, how long did we stay there?
Oh, London, okay. So, yeah, that's
when I asked you about the Of Course.
Oh, the Of Course, the Of Course, yeah, the Of Course. So that's when I was like, fuck it, I was in Florida on Miami Beach, fresh out on bond, and I was like, shit, I'm thugging. I went in there, I knew a dope-ass man, there was a bunch of dope-ass tattoo artists always on Miami. I fucked with this overseas motherfucker, he was cold. And he broke that shit in my head, like damn, that freestyle, that shit with a marker. And that shit was so cold to me, I'm like, damn, you cold like that? This nigga fucking did the tattoo freestyle, one of a kind on the side of my head. Yeah. And then drilled it the same way real quick. And I was like, man, I love that shit. This nigga cold. Yeah. And I was just, it was just the energy that was with me. It was like, you know, you don't know how it is, niggas fighting case. It took me a year fighting the fucking case, you know what I'm saying? Had my mama on the stand crying, you know, a lot of shit come with this. This motherfucking underworld shit, you feel me?
Man. I know, so, bro.
That shit was like, I was everywhere. I was like, feeling this way to be in London. Not London, feeling this way to be in Miami, but just out on the case, you know, not knowing how it's going to end. So that's when I got the Mr. Of Course joint. And I already had dropped some tapes. So, you know, that's just who I am, Mr. Of Course, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely Mr. Of Course.
Everything is Of Course.
Okay, so now we there. We done traveled to London, now we headed back. Alright. So who are your inspirations? Who inspire you, bro? Locally and globally.
My brother inspired me, Zeus out the gate. I always mention him in my shit. he a big part of my motivation, my survival, just a lot of good things. He came in my life at a certain time.
Did he teach you a lot
Yeah,
while he was locked down too?
He taught me a lot. He's still teaching me a lot because he came out here, changed man, you know, and he did a long time in there, you know, to see a person that close to you go do that much time is different, you know what I mean? It's different. It's like you doing time with them, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yes, sir.
it's just like it's different, you know, because being close to somebody like that, you know, doing the type of things we did together and the experiences we had and we shared.